Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 14 days away from its official release by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and even creator George Lucas. That is all set and ready to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are very worried about is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to handle all of the different revelations in this film. In case you guys did not know, from start to finish of this movie, there are going to be tons of different twists and turns and answers to certain arcs about this movie, as well as new revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications, which really is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm, I will admit, because when you're playing with fire like that, it can only go the wrong way if you do it the wrong way. Now, when we look at Disney, obviously certain choices in this movie are going to retcon elements of the originals and the prequels, and that's one thing to be worried about, is that certain aspects will be retconned from episodes 1 all the way up until episode 6. So, with that being said, what's really quite worrisome has all to do with one of the segments at the very end of the film, but it is very much shocking when it comes to the new canon lore that J.J. Abrams will be introducing. Now, specifically, this all has to do with the character of Anakin Skywalker. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Ben Solo are said to be inside of Palpatine's throne room on the world of Exegol, where they are both said to be facing Darth Sidious. It's said that eventually Rey and Ben Solo are said to be the victims of Palpatine's brand new power called Force Conduit, which allows him to drain the energy from both Rey and Ben Solo to rejuvenate himself into a far youthful state and to become far stronger to face Rey and Ben Solo with ease. It's explained that by doing this, it allows Palpatine to use his Force Storm technique against the Resistance and the First Order, where it's said that this eventually leads to a moment in which Ben Solo is able to actually go up against Palpatine, where Ben Solo is actually said to die by the hands of Palpatine eventually, where eventually Rey is said to become unconscious and gains the help from both the Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker and others. The voice of Anakin Skywalker is said to be done by actor Hayden Christensen, who tunes into Rey's mind and guides her through the ways of the Force, where it's said that once Anakin connects to Rey, he becomes a part of Rey's spirit and is said to give her the knowledge of the Wills, who are godlike beings who create the entire universe. Essentially, the moment Anakin's Force Ghost connects with Rey and delivers lines of dialogue that inspires Rey to stand up and fight, Rey is said to gain the knowledge of the creators of the universe thanks to Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost becoming a part of Rey in the moment, along with other Force Ghosts as well. Now, it's said that the Force Ghosts, each of them, have a specific ability for Rey that allows her to defeat Sidious once and for all, at the very end of the film, where Rey becomes the chosen one to end the Sith finally after so many years. The Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker and others is actually said to be in the form of a voice only, where he is said to use an ancient power that allows him to transfer the power of the Netherworld as well into Rey's body that allows her to regain the strength she needs, where she becomes a part of a thousand generations of Jedi to take on the Dark Lord of the Sith on Exegol. The upcoming novelization of the film, due for release in March of 2020, is said to reveal that Palpatine does sense Anakin's presence, and that he is actually doing and what he's doing to Rey in the sequence. However, this will not be acknowledged or noted in the actual film by J.J. Abrams and only the novelization. The scene is explained to be a very powerful moment in which Rey becomes the chosen one, becomes a part of 1,000 generations worth of Force Ghosts, and even gains the knowledge of the Wills, thanks to Anakin Skywalker. At the very end of the transition, it's said that the final words from the Force Ghosts of both Luke and Leia are the ones that tell Rey, in offering her guidance to destroy Sidious, and that Luke tells her 1,000 generations live in you now. The scene is explained to have been inspired by other films for J.J. Abrams that he actually researched to use for the character of Rey and to create Rey as a powerful figure beyond anyone's imagination at the end of the film for the audience to witness that will end the Skywalker saga. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I really feel that this is going to be a moment that will divide fans. Now, obviously, it is a moment in which we, the fans, get to witness new Force powers that we would have never seen before in the prequels and the originals, and that J.J. Abrams is adding something new into the mix. The thing that I believe is going to divide the fans is how essentially Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost is used essentially as a utility to allow Rey to become a god-like figure. Basically, Anakin Skywalker gives Rey the power of the wills, and what I mean by the wills is, of course, these are deities, if you will, that watch over the entire universe, since they are the creators of the universe and the Star Wars galaxy as we know it. So in this scene, we only hear Anakin Skywalker. He's not in physical form. Anakin Skywalker apparently is no longer in this movie in the physical sense, but only as a voice that's going to be scrambled with other Force Ghost voices as well, connecting with Rey. The thing is this, though, is that Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost is said to use an ancient power that connects all the way over to the wills, allowing Rey to learn the knowledge of the wills that makes her more in tune with the Force itself, allowing her to defeat Sidious once and for all. So it almost seems like that this is Disney's way of justifying that Rey is able to become the Chosen One and is able to destroy Sidious through the help of the Force Ghost. Now, some people may understand and accept that, and others may not accept that, which is perfectly fine. I'm kind of in the middle with this. I really have to admit, I really don't agree with her becoming the Chosen One. It really should remain as Anakin Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker alone. So that's the one big thing that I really do disagree with, and that I do believe is a terrible mistake by Disney and Lucasfilm, if I really had to be honest with each and every one of you guys out there. So the other thing that I think is going to divide fans is that Rey is actually said to gain this power that allows her to become a part of all the other Force Ghosts and gains the power of 1,000 generations worth of Jedi. So the fact that the Force Ghosts become a part of Rey's spirit in the moment in order to take down Palpatine really seems like it's a little out of place for Star Wars. I don't know about you guys, but this seems like something that you would expect to see in another franchise that is nothing like this. That's just my own personal opinion. And the fact that J.J. Abrams actually researched other franchises out there could very well mean that he has actually researched, other movies, obviously, that a lot of fans are very well aware of. The fact that this movie is going to have new Force powers, both related to the Netherworld and the Wills, and what Rey learns from the Jedi books, and what Kylo Ren learns from the very depths of the dark side. It's going to be a very interesting experience to see how the fans are going to react to all of this, and exactly how well, it's going to resonate with fans or not. Again, we are just 2 weeks away from this movie finally dropping, and we have the premiere over in Japan on the 11th, and we got the other premiere over here in the States, over in Los Angeles, on the 16th, which is where we're going to start to see a lot of reactions popping up on the internet, giving us an idea of exactly where this movie really is going, right? So that's one thing to actually, take note of here, is that we will be learning more about the reactions to come in just a couple of days from now. Now, this is also to take place within Palpatine's throne room, by the way. Palpatine's throne room, in case you guys did not know, is actually said to be an ancient dark temple that Palpatine claimed as his own to become his new throne room, and it's actually said to be where Snoke actually used to live. This is basically the same exact world where the original version of Snoke used to live, and his master Kylo Ren actually once sat in that throne. So basically that throne that we do see in the teasers and the trailers actually belongs to a character called Kylo Ren, the creator of the Knights of Ren and the master of Supreme Leader Snoke, that will be explored in the new expanded universe and the new Star Wars universe in the forms of books, novels, and comics. So, like I say, this new power that Rey utilizes in the movie, I think it's something that a lot of fans are going to be a little bit critical about. Some fans are really going to disagree with this. I really do believe that, of how Rey becomes the Chosen One and how she gains the power of 1,000 generations worth of Jedi with ease, basically, and is able to be the one to destroy Palpatine with no problem at all. Basically, she crosses the lightsabers and deflects his power right back at him, and he disintegrates into nothing. That's essentially how Palpatine dies in Episode 9, and that's how it works. Basically, Palpatine's death is almost instantaneous, to the point where it's just like the blink of an eye experience. So, with that being said, guys, I would really like to hear what each and every one of you have to say about this entire sequence at the very end of Episode 9, featuring Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost, in the form of a voice only, mind you. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.